Hey guys, so today I am going to be doing a video using the new Fenty Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. I think it's so pretty. Honestly, my camera probably isn't even really going to do it justice. Because whenever I saw it on camera or like photos of it, I was like, I don't really like that. Like, honestly, I saw it on Sephora when like they first released it and I was like, I hate that. That looks so ugly. But then I walked into Sephora the other day just because I was, I work next to a Sephora, well, I work next to a mall that has a Sephora, like right across the street. So I was like, oh, I have time in between clients, so I'm just gonna go stop in. And it was like the first thing when I walked in and I was like, oh my god, this is actually like so pretty. So if you're like kind of on the fence about wanting it, I would definitely go into Sephora and look at it. That's what I've kind of been telling everyone, is just like go in and look at it and swatch it, and then you'll probably change your mind because it honestly is like so pretty. And I know it is like some bolder colors, but like a lot of them you can make like a little bit more natural too. So yeah, I just think the only ones that I probably won't wear all too often are the two blues, but I still think they're really cool and I will try to incorporate them into some looks. But those that like really, well, the only two blues that are really in there, the cobalt blue and then like the super light blue, I just don't really foresee myself wearing them all too often, but I definitely will try to incorporate them. Other than that, I feel like I will probably wear the rest of them quite a bit. Like that green, this one that looks kind of like crazy, this one, I've worn that one a lot. So I just think it's a really pretty palette. It's so pigmented, so definitely go into your local Sephora and like look at it before you decide, or if you think it's pretty, you can order it online. And the Sephora VIB sale is coming up. Anyways, so if you want to see how I use the Fenty palette, then just keep watching. Alright, so first, I am going to do my eyes first, but I'm just going to put some moisturizer on, and I'm using the Origins Original Skin Matte Moisturizer with Willow Herb. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this yet. I usually like more like creamy, very moisturizing moisturizers. And this one just isn't really, because it is a mattifying one. But my skin has been acting up like crazy, and I have very combo skin. So I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to try a matte moisturizer, and I've had like blackheads like crazy on my nose for like ever. So I don't know, maybe I was like, maybe I just need to try a different moisturizer. So we're gonna try that out and see how we like that. Also, I have like glitter all over my face because I took off my makeup last night, but it just didn't want to take off the glitter, I guess. So don't mind that. Alright, so I'm going to prime my eyelids with my MAC Paint Pot in, what color is this in? Painterly. Alright, I am going to put down some tape. This is completely optional. This just helps me get like a crisper line. But again, to each his own. And I just kind of go from the bottom of my eye to the edge of my eyebrow. So like kind of that angle. Okay, so the other palette that I am going to be using with this is the Modern Renaissance palette, just because this palette, you can't use it alone because it is all shimmers. I don't mind that personally, just because even when I travel, like I bring a lot of palettes, and I do have a lot of palettes. So yeah, it definitely isn't a palette that I personally would use alone, just because I never do a all shimmer look. Like I never do a shimmer really in my crease or necessarily my outer corner. I usually just put the shimmer right in here. So I am going to be using this palette as well. I am just going to set my eyes with the Huda color in Bay. You don't need to necessarily use the Huda one, just a color that matches your skin tone, just to kind of set everything. You could even use like a translucent powder too. All right, I'm gonna take the color Golden Ochre right here, and I'm gonna be using that as my transition color. It's a really light color, and I'm using my Sigma brush, or my Sigma tapered blending brush in E40. And I'm just popping that right into my crease to give myself a nice transition color. Okay, and the next brush I'm gonna be using is this brush from Aveda. I don't know, it says 6. And I'm going to be taking the color Red Ochre right here, and I am going to be applying that into the crease. Okay, so I zoomed in a little bit just so you guys can see a little better, but still just blending that red ochre on my eyes. All right, now I'm going to take the color Love Letter, which is a really pretty color, and I'm going to pop that into my crease as well. And then I'm just going to take that tapered blending brush from Sigma and just kind of blend everything out. All right, now I'm just going to be going back in with Golden Ochre, the first transition color we used, and just popping that up there. Now I'm going to take this brush that I got from the Urban Decay Vice palette. It looks like this. You can use any brush like this, obviously if you don't want to go buy the Urban Decay Vice palette. But I'm going to take the color Cypress Umber, which is a really pretty dark brown, and tap my brush in there. This is a really pigmented color, so you don't need a lot. And I'm going to be applying that into my outer corner. All right, so I am now going to be going into the Fenty palette. I am going to be taking my Aveda number 2 brush. I don't really like, I mean, I like Aveda brushes, but they aren't really like brushes that I would have like gone out and bought. I went to school there, so that's why I have a bunch of Aveda brushes, because I got them for free. Probably worked it into my tuition somehow. And I'm going to take the color Sunburst, which I will show you. It is this one right here. It's really, really pretty. And I just wet this brush with my Mario Badescu spray. You don't need to wet your brush, it just makes the color pop a little bit more. And I am going to be placing that on the inner half, working it into the middle. Now I'm going to be going back in with my Aveda number 6 brush and just kind of blending out the crease. And then I'm going to take this brush. It's from Vera Mona. I have like a bunch of different brushes, but this one actually is like one of my favorite brushes. I love it so much. It's amazing for inner corner highlight and brow highlight. This is, just doesn't have a name on it. It just says Vera Mona, but this is what it looks like. I seriously use this brush all the time. It's amazing. I'm going to take the color Ozone, which I believe it's called Ozone. It's kind of hard to tell. Which is this one. There's like 2 kind of whitish colors. The other one has like a little bit more like bluish greeny tone to it. This one has a little bit of like a greenish shimmer to it, but it's a little bit more white. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it to my inner corner. And a little goes a long way with this just because it is very sparkly. All right, so now I can take off the tape. Oh, I'm so excited to take this tape off. Now we are going to work on our face. Alright, so a primer I have really been loving lately is the Huda Beauty one, her new Complexion Perfection one. I have a little sample of it. I think I'm actually just gonna purchase the full size because I love it so much, and I feel like it does good things to my skin, which is rare for a primer. I feel like every single primer in the world has like broken me out besides this one. This is the Hello Fab, sorry, I'm kind of sick, Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. And I'm almost out of this. The only thing is I'm just not like in love with this primer. Like, yeah, it's like cool, but the only thing I feel like it really does for me is just creates a barrier between my foundation and my skin, which I like because foundation isn't really the best thing in the world for your skin. So it's nice to kind of have a barrier there, but it doesn't really like make it last longer, fill my pores, or like anything like that. It just literally is like a barrier between. So, I mean, it's a fine primer, but I don't know. Not really all too much for me. But yeah, I really love the Huda Beauty one, so I think I might buy that on the Sephora sale. Alright, now we're going to be using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation in Latte 300N. I am kind of breaking out right now, so it's nice to have a full coverage foundation. But yeah, I really love this stuff so much. I think it's a tie between my Estee Lauder one, which I love so much. I think I've gone through like 3 bottles of that. It's like my favorite foundation, but this one is like one of my favorites too. So I've been using this one for a couple weeks. I love that this one has a pump. I hate that the Estee Lauder one doesn't have a pump. I think they're getting that in the works though. So hopefully that's true, because it's so annoying that it doesn't have a pump. I don't know why a foundation in this day and age wouldn't have a pump, but anyways. So this one I usually just use like a pump and a fourth of a pump. And I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I love this. I have a bunch of different foundation brushes that I just kind of switch through. And this one I really like a lot. And it's super cheap. The one thing I don't like about this foundation is the smell. It's like really, like really gross. Like I hate the smell of it, but thankfully it goes away after like you set it. But the primer kind of smells similar to it, and that smell doesn't go away. I was going to dinner last night with some of my friends, and I was driving, and I had put my makeup on probably like 20 minutes before that, and I noticed that my foundation still just smelled, and I think it was the primer, because I never really noticed that with the foundation. Usually the scent of the foundation wears off, but I did not like the scent of that primer. So I don't know, hopefully that goes away, because like seriously, it is such a hard time for me to try to find a flippin' primer. So I really hope that I can like get over the smell of that, but it's so gross. It just smells like very grandma. It's not like it's like a poop smell. Like some people might like it. I just don't. But see how this foundation is just like so amazing? Like it makes you look like so airbrushed. I want to like put this like in my makeup kit, like, because I'm a professional makeup artist too, and then just be like, this is better than airbrush, because honestly this is excuse me, better than airbrush. So I don't really like airbrush foundation, if I'm being completely honest. Also, I don't know if this 100% matches me right now. I'm kind of like in between my self-tanning. All right, now I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And let's see what color I'm in this. Light Medium Honey. This concealer honestly is the bomb. I bought this so long ago, and I still have some left. Like I'm just starting to like run out. So if you're looking for like a nicer concealer that honestly is pretty cheap, because this has lasted me forever and ever, and I believe it's like $24, which is really cheap for a high-end concealer. So definitely check that one out, because it is the best concealer on the market. Everyone loves it. for like the first like couple months, it just was sold out all the time. Like you couldn't get it. I remember the first time I got it, me and my friend were at Ulta, and she was like, oh, they don't have my color, and I like went over and I was like, they have my color. And I wasn't even like thinking of like, it wasn't like, oh, I want to get Shape Tape, but like they had my color, and it was like one of those things where it's like, okay, this thing's always sold out and they actually have my color, like I'm gonna buy it. I do that all the time and I probably shouldn't, but now I'm just going to set my under eyes with a little bit of my Ben Nye translucent powder. Alright, so now I'm going to do my eyebrows. I use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Blonde. And I'm just going to do my eyebrows real quick off camera, just because it'll be a lot faster. So I'm just going to fast forward ahead to the next step. Okay, so this eyebrow is just driving me crazy. It's usually not this bushy, but again, I have to work with what I have. Need to go get an eyebrow wax. And I know that I could wax them myself because I am an esthetician, but I just don't want to. I don't trust myself. I mean, I'm good at waxing other people's eyebrows. I don't really anymore. I usually just stick to lashes, but I just can't do myself. I don't know. It's probably just like the angle, because like when I'm waxing other people, they're like this, but obviously I can't be like laying down waxing. It's just not a good situation. All right, now I'm going to take my Sigma large powder brush in F30 and brush away all of the excess powder under my eyes. And then just powder the rest of my face. All right, now going in with bronzer, I'm going to be taking my Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer in the color Tantric. That is what it looks like. It's real big and I love it. And that I would be lying if I said that that wasn't one of the main reasons why I bought it. And I'm just using my Sigma angled contour brush and doing the 3 motion. And if you don't know what the 3 motion is, it's forehead, cheek, and then jaw. Basically just what I'm doing right now. Alright, now I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, and I'm going to take the color that has the huge hole in it. It's called Shadow Play, and I'm going to be contouring with that. And I am using my NARS. I don't know what brush this is called. I think it's called like the Tahiti or like Ititi. I don't know. I wish it like had a name on it. I hate when brushes don't have names on them. And I always go down on my contour because I want my face to be lifted. So I always go down opposed to like that. I used to do like that. Alright, and for blush, I'm going to be taking the color NARS Orgasm. I've had this blush forever and ever. It's probably like old by now, but I love it. And as you can see, I love it a lot. And I'm taking my e.l.f. Mineral Powder Brush. This is like my favorite blush brush. Blush brush. And I just smile and then apply it to the apples of my cheeks.
I just feel like this blush goes really good with the eye look.
Now I'm going to take my Real Techniques setting brush. This is my favorite highlighter brush, and I'm actually just going to wipe it off and I'm going to get it wet with the Mario Badescu facial spray like we did with the eyeshadow. And I'm taking the Nicole Guerrero kit, and I'm going to take the color Kitty Cat. I haven't used this palette in like a minute. I just got the new, well, I guess it's not that new, but the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife highlighter, and I've just been like obsessed with that, and this has just been like in the back of my collection. I've been neglecting it. So now I'm going to do under my eyes. I have been kind of trying to decide what I want to do. I think I'm going to go in with Love Letter and then put the Fenty Beauty eyeshadow that we used over the top of that. So I'm going to take this brush, the one that we used for the Fenty Beauty eyeshadow, and take Love Letter, which was this color, the kind of like pinky color. Put that under my eyes. And then going back in with that color that we used right here. And then I'm just going to comb through my lashes real quick. If you can't tell, you probably can, but I have lash extensions. I have the full volume ones, so I don't know if you know the differences, but there's classic, blended, and volume. I have the full volume ones, but I'm just taking, this is my Borboleta brush. I really like it. It like is retractable, so you can just like toss it in your purse. It's super awesome. But I'm just gonna brush these bad boys out. And you can put on false eyelashes, mascara, whatever you please, but can't really do either of those. So, and I'm glad I don't need to, because this is so much easier. Takes probably like 5 to 10 minutes off of my look, depending on if I'm doing mascara or if I'm doing false eyelashes, because I'm just not that great with false. I can put them on other people like this, but myself, ever since I started putting them on other people, I just cannot put them on myself. It's like impossible. But I am going to take a little bit of mascara and put it on my bottom lashes just to tie it all together. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous. This was my favorite mascara when I did wear mascara. So if you're looking for a good mascara, this one's really nice. Also, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise one seems really good. I think my sister has that one. Okay, for lips, I don't know if I used this in my last video. If I did, I apologize, but this is like literally my favorite lipstick, and I wear it like all the time. If I'm just going for something that like will go with my look and it's a little bit more neutral. This is the Viva Glam 2, I believe. I don't know, it's kind of messed up, but this is what it looks like. It's so pretty. It is like my favorite lipstick. I want like 12. One to keep in my purse, one to keep in my car, one to keep in my office. And I love that you don't need a lip liner. I was almost going to go with my Kat Von D Lolita because I really like this one too. But you need a lip liner with that one, I feel. Okay, and then I'm going to take my favorite lip gloss, and it's See-Through from MAC. I think, are these their Dazzle glasses? I don't know, it's like their little mini one, or they aren't mini, like it is their full sized, but they're smaller. All right, and then I'm going to take my Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. Kind of smells like spray paint when you shake it, because it has a little ball, because it does have little illuminating like shimmers in it. If you have really oily skin, I wouldn't recommend this. I would just go with the Mario Badescu one. But this one's really, really pretty if you want like a very dewy glow. All right, and that is it for this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see any like closer up pictures, I'll put my Instagram below. I'll probably be posting a picture there. But yeah, other than that, if you guys have any comments or questions or videos that you want me to film, make sure to put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.